All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well. And salutation, much love, the Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. It's the brother Ash from GMS Tampa, back with another lesson, Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect. And I'm just going to go into, the famines, the actual famines, not the word of famine of the word, but the starvation. All right, people starving to death, or food shortages that are quickly approaching globally, but most specifically here to America, where everybody's used to DoorDash, delivery, drive-throughs, microwave burritos, all the convenience, and all that's coming to an end. All right, this is gonna get tough out here, and even if you can, if let's say that market of beast comes out, you still might not be able to buy food, But let's start here in 2nd Ezra 6:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown; the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." All right, that's what's happening around the world, man. I just typed in food shortages. It says food shortage spread to North Korea. Russians global food shortage. Moreover, move over eggs. This food staples faces the biggest shortage in 20 years. These foods will be in short supply in 2023. Biggest food shortage in 40 years. Local bank in desperate need of donations. Shit, people ain't donating to local food banks. They gonna be struggling to get food. Hell, they're struggling now. You look at your grocery bill every time you go to the store. It's getting ridiculous, man. You get 15 items, is over $100. Severe food shortage in Nigeria. Leaves children on the brink. 12 foods you may not be able to buy in grocery stores. All right, look at all this is going on. This is globally, but it's gonna be here in America, man. All these articles about food shortages take a deadly turn for the worse. North Korea, okay, yeah, well, it's gonna take a very deadly turn here in America. And people are going to lose their shit. People are going to be killing one another. It's going to get real tough out here. Straight to the point, a man shall have no pity. 2nd Ezra 15:19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. There you go, man. People are going to be invading one another, ransacking each other's houses. It's like, going... Because once the grocery stores run out of food, all right, the storehouses, the factories, all of that is going to be empty. People are going to wipe them shelves out. Anything left in warehouses is going to be stolen. All right, the freezers and whatnot, the freezer warehouses, all that's going to be ransacked. People are going to lose their shit, especially as this new system is integrated into your daily lives, as it has already been. But it's going to be expedited, so Esau can bring that mark of the beast. But people are going to be spoiling each other. Matter of fact, let me read that in the Good News translation. See what it says in the GNT on that verse there. All right, give me a second. This is 2nd Ezra 15. In verse 19, it says, "Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions." So yeah, they're going to be assaulting one another, attacking one another, stealing each other's goods. All that food. You might go to a grocery store and get some foods, and then somebody waiting outside and bust you over the head. Or they follow you home. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18 says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come. Yeah, this is where we at, man. Great evils are multiplying. And one of those evils is going to be people starving to death. It's not because there's not enough food on the earth. It's because this is systematically being done. It's like it. Esau is creating a shortage. All right, he controls the resources. That's why he's blowing up all these farms, factories, derailing all these trains. Just because you see groceries in the store right now, or food in the store, don't mean that there's more food's coming. That food you buy, that shit old as hell. The meats you buy, them meats are old. So they have tons and tons of frozen meats and sitting in these warehouses. Okay. But that's gonna run out. So eventually there's the trucks coming. If they're gonna even be still delivering, there ain't gonna be nothing. There's gonna be a couple items on there until they dwindle down to nothing. And the shelves at the grocery store get thinner and thinner. 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Let me jump down though to verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So many people living here on this earth are gonna die of starvation, a horrible death. All right. Let me get that same verse again in 2 Ezra 16, verse 22. See what it says there. It says, like you. Says many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. There you go, man. There's gonna be people being killed, all right, dying of starvation while others are off fighting the war. Maybe World War III or maybe Civil War. There's gonna be wars in your own streets because people are gonna be looking for that food. Because one of the worst ways of dying is starving, because you pine away. You slowly die. Let's get that in Limitations 4:9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. So it's better to die in the war. Die getting shanked to death, shot in the face. That's a better way to go out than to have to starve to death. You can't do nothing when you're starving to death. You're gonna get weak. Your body's gonna start eating itself from the inside out. It's gonna be a bad death, man. It said in the Great News Translation, or the Good News Translation, Lamentations 4:9 says, those who died in the war were better off than those who died later, who starved slowly to death with no food to keep them alive. There you go. That's as plain and simple as it gets. So a lot of people are going to be starving to death. All right. Live horrible misery, anguish in these last days for these people. Don't know what they're going to eat next. There's going to be gunshots ringing out. All kind of chaos. Esau's going to be bringing the hammer down with his enforcement to get people to take the chip. There's going to be world war. Okay. Death and destruction everywhere you go. But the elect will be good. We don't have to worry about, Lord's will be part of that number. We don't have to worry about what we're going to eat. The Lord is going to provide for his servants. All right. If you hold fast to him, and trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Lord got us, man. Let's go to the book of Psalms. And chapter 33, 19. I'll start with 18. It says, behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. Yeah, the ones that fear him are the ones that are serving him, because fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's the beginning of obtaining his mercy, okay? That's the first step. You have to fear the Lord. Because if you don't fear the Lord, you're going to end up possibly starving to death, dying in war, getting taken by these plagues that are coming. Verse 19, to deliver their soul from famine, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. The Lord's going to keep us alive in famine while people are starving slowly. Okay? Our soul waited for Yahweh. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Yahweh, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. There you go, man. So we hope that the Lord take care of us in them evil times that are quickly approaching. All right. The only way out of this is through the Lord. There's no in-betweens. Okay. There's no alternate routes. It's either through Yahweh Shem Shai or death. Psalms 37 and 19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. In the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. Yeah, the sacrifice. All right, put onto the burnt on the altar. That's what you do with the fat of the lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. There you go, man. So as people are dying, starving to death, hell, somebody might be starving on the point of death, and then the missiles are coming. So it's gonna be death and destruction, man. No escape for the wicked. You're gonna perish. So, again, like I said, you know, the servants of the Lord got nothing to worry about. Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry, aka famine, hunger. What it say? Those that perish from the sword are better than they that die of hunger. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Yeah, people are going to be ashamed, not knowing what to do, where to go, what to eat. Why is these things happening? What's next? We know these things. We know why these things are coming, why they're happening, what's the outcome, who to trust in, all right, what not to believe. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So while people are bugging the hell out, the servants are going to be rejoicing, because the Lord's judgment is here. So let's go to, let's read that same thing in Isaiah. You know, just get the full meat off the bones. Let's make it easier to understand, so to say. It says, Isaiah 65 and 13, and so I tell you that those who worship and obey me will have plenty to eat and drink, but you will be hungry and thirsty. They will be happy and you will be disgraced. They will sing for joy, but you will cry with a broken heart. There you go. That's pretty simple. Now let's go to one more verse here. We'll go ahead and close out. It's a quick, straight to the point video. Second Ezra, what is this? Is it 2? Yep, second Ezra 2 and 26. As for the servants that we just read about the servants, Isaiah 65. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Yeah, you can't get away. You can't do away with the elect. They've already been predestinated from the foundations of the earth. If they die, they just go back to the Father anyway, and they're going to come back with Yahushua. Be not wary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, like we just read. We've been reading about that. But thou, who? The servants, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. We're going to have plentiful. We're going to have anything that we need. We're going to have exactly what we need to make it until the Lord returns. All right, and delivers us. Lord's will be part of that number. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see death, shall not see hell. So there you go, man. It's going to be to a point, the Lord lift up that standard where people are going to be witnessing us have abundance. They're going to be jealous, angry, envious, and not be able to do a damn thing, because the Lord going to be lift up a standard and have angels round about us protecting us. And the brother's going to get spiritual powers. It's going to be glorious, magnificent. The Lord's about to be exalted on this earth. Okay, so let's just see what it says in the Good News translation. I don't think I've read this one in here. Let me see. Second Ezra 2 and verse 26. It says, so that none of them will be. Yep. So it says, so that. Well, let me start at verse 25. It says, take care of your children like a faithful nursemaid, and guide their steps in safe paths. 26. So that none of them will be lost. When the time comes, I will not hold you responsible for them. 27. Don't worry. When the day of trouble and distress comes, others will cry and mourn, but you will be happy and rich. The other nations will be jealous of you, but they will not be able to harm you. There you go. I will protect you with my power and save your children from hell. So the Lord's got us, man. I didn't really do it justice with that translation, but you know, you get the point, man. We're gonna have abundance on the day of trouble, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, it's talking about before the kingdom. We're not gonna be in the day of trouble when we're in the kingdom of heaven. All right, day of trouble and heaviness. All right, so while people are starving to death globally, especially here in America, these fat, morbidly obese demons that eat McDonald's every day, they're going to starve, and it's going to be terrible for them because they don't know what famine is. These Americans, they got food banks here in America. They got, even bums, they can just dig through a trash can and get some food, somebody's leftovers. People around the world don't know what leftovers are. People around the world have been through famines, but it's going to get worse for them, and it's going to get extremely worse for you fat ass Americans. All right, you meatballs, you meat puppets, you useless eaters. All right, but you know, hey, Kala, how about you outside? This must come, man. A lot of people should starve to death for being, you know, nothing but gluttonous assholes. All right. So with that, Lord's will, this is edifying. So next time, I say shalom. Mawat lababal.